Hey guys, I'm David Hislop, and today we're going to take a look at the second set of guitar parts for the song Praises from the album Have It All. This song is in the key of B, and it's set to 78 beats per minute. The intro of this song starts off with the two electric guitars, and that line carries on throughout the verses. So effects-wise, I'm just running my compressor, a touch of drive, and a dotted eighth delay with a bloom reverb, and it sounds like this. And I will show you what that intro and verse line sounds like. So for the intro, it just plays the first half of that verse line, and then it resets whenever the vocal comes in, and you play that full verse line I just played 2 times. So playing that slow for you, it's basically just a line on the G and B string, and you're going to fret on the first fret of the G, and then hit an open B to start. Then move up to the 6th fret. And that last shape is just basically an F sharp. So yeah, that's basically the verse line. One thing you could do if you wanted to make it a little bit easier so you didn't have to jump is you could play that first note right here on the D string. But we'd prefer playing it down here just because tonally it's a little more snappy and kind of matches with the rest of the lick. But that's something you could do if you we're having trouble jumping around. So that is the intro and the verse. Next we go into a down chorus, and for this we're running the same delay and reverb settings, but we're going to kick on a good amount of overdrive and just play the root notes of the chords, and that sounds like this. Okay, so pretty simple there, just whole notes on the root notes of the chords with some overdrive. So then we kick into another verse, and it's exactly the same as the first verse, except the first time through it is a little simplified. You just play the notes that you usually play on the G string, but with a touch more overdrive. So I'll show you that first half of that verse. Okay, and then from there you just repeat the verse, but you play it like you did the first verse, so with the open B string and the notes on the B string back in there, but you still keep that same amount of overdrive, just a little more than the first verse. So from there we kick into a big chorus, and we're going to go into some chord mode and jam out some chord shapes. So I will show you what those are right here. Okay, so pretty simple. We're starting with the E, and for this I'm playing the open E, 7 on the A string, then the 5 of that chord, and then the 3 up top. And then we're going to a B right here, but I'm adding this lower 5. Back to the E, back to the B, E, to the G sharp minor, to F sharp major, and then a sus in there. So the only other thing to notate with that is just the rhythm, which you just kind of punch along with the drums a little bit. So it just kind of keeps that rhythm. From there, it goes into the channel, which is a big instrumental section. And for this part, we're just going to be playing octaves, just doing what I like to call octave slides, just playing octaves and sliding around. But we're going to do it with a good amount of gain. This is probably the most amount of gain you want to have for this song, just to really give it a big lift. So it sounds like this. Okay, so playing it slow for you. And right here, we're going to jump up to the G string and do that to just kind of give it some aggressive flair in there. So then it repeats that first part. So pretty simple. Again, you want to focus on the rhythm and make sure you're doing those hits along with the drums. So it's just the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then at the very end, you're going to do those slams with the drums. And that's pretty much it for that channel. So from there, we drop down into a bridge. And for this part, I'm switching over to a delay on the timeline. It's the D bucket delay with a little bit more modulation to it to kind of give it this warbly feel. And then on the Mobius, I'm using Destroyer. It's called the Destroyer setting, and basically it just has this really cool kind of lo-fi modulation to it as well. So it sounds like this. Okay, so I'll play this part for you and then we'll break it down. Okay, so the basic idea behind this part is just arpeggiating what the chords are and kind of pulling out some different voicings of that. So the progression is 2, which that's the shape we're going to use. Then it goes to a 4, then a 1, then a 5. And the second time it repeats the 2 and the 4 to the 4. And then right here it goes to a 6, then to a 5. Okay, those are the shapes. Now the picking sequence, it's a little simpler the first time. The second time we add a little bit more overdrive and then a little more alternate picking in there. Okay, so that's the first time through. And the second time you just kind of keep that same pattern, but you just a little more alternation. And you end it with that shape going into a big chorus. And then from there, it just goes into a big chorus, which is the same chord shapes we'll use as we did the second chorus. And that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and play through all of the parts with the tracks so you can kind of see how it all pieces together.